Hey Nihon, hope you're having a good day so far. I'm gonna go through some of the answers on the homework and hopefully it makes sense. Alright, let's do it. So the first question is this one. And our goal is to solve for x. First thing we're gonna do, get rid of the 6. Now we'll cancel it out, which means over here we should also write minus 6. Next, it's divided by 10. So we should multiply by 10. To cancel it out, which means over here we're going to multiply that whole thing by 10. X is now all by itself. All we have to do is simplify this stuff and we'll get the answer. This fraction is kind of tricky, but one thing we can do is rewrite it like this. 2 is the same thing as 2 divided by 1, because anything divided by 1 is just the same thing. Divided by 2 over 7. Now we can rewrite this as a division question, so we get 2 over 1 divided by 2 over 7. Change that to a multiply sign, flip that, and we get cancel with the cancel. 7 over 1 is just 7. So this thing right here just becomes 7. 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 times 10 equals 10. So the final answer for this question is going to be 10. Next question. In this question it says that the average of his scores are currently these numbers. And then the person takes a new test. We don't know what he scored, but we do know that we can call it x. The average after taking all 5 tests, we find out, is 34. The question is, what score does x have to be? We use the formula for average, which is average equals total over amount. In this case, the average is 34. And the total is going to be all of these numbers added up. I already added up these 4 numbers. It turns out it equals 140. So the total is going to be 140 plus the x, and we're going to end up solving for x. The amount is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests. So now we can simplify it into 34 equals 140 plus x divided by 5. Solving for the x, we're going to multiply the 5 over here, and then we're going to subtract off 140. 5 times 34 is going to equal 170, and 170 minus 140 equals 30. X, therefore, equals 30. Next question. The average of 8 numbers is 21. Now we add a new number 8. What is the new average going to be? So we had an old average for 8 numbers is 21. We can write that out as 21, which is the average, equals the total. We're not too sure what that is. Divided by 8, because we have 8 numbers. Now what happens is we add a new number, 8, to our total. What is the new average? Anytime you're looking for something, it's kind of convenient to call it x. So I'm going to call it x. Our new average, x, is what we're looking for, equals the same thing that what we had before, right? Plus 8 more. So the old total plus 8 more divided by the amount. Now the amount is going to be 8 with one more test. So that's going to be 9. We now have 2 equations. And anytime you have 2 equations, you can kind of plug one into the other. I'm going to solve for the total by multiplying by 8. That'll cancel. Over here, we multiply by 8. We get 168. That means the original total is 168. We can just plug that in right there. 168 plus 8 is going to be 176. Dividing it by 9. Nine goes into 17 once. 86. 9 goes to 86 9 times. 81. 5. 9 goes into 50 4 or 5 times. We'll get 45. 50 minus 45 is going to give us 5 again. So it's going to repeat, which means we're going to get 19.5 repeating. What is the percent increase from 80 to 100? We start at 80, and the change from 80 to 100 is going to be plus 20. The way you find the change is to do the final minus the initial. Final 100 minus the 80 initial, you get change of 20. Divide that by your initial amount. 20 divided by 80. Well, those zeros are going to cancel. We're going to get 2 over 8. 2 over 8 will cancel into 1 over 4. Now we need to turn this into a percentage. 1 over 4 is something you should memorize. It's going to equal 25%. Another way of doing it is to say we need to get 4 into a denominator of 100. That would be times 25. Get to 100, which means the top also times it by 25 to get to 100, to get to 25. So 1 over 4 is the same thing as 25 over 100, which means 25%. So the percent increase is going to be 25%. Final question is, the taxi cab has a flat fee of $5. and it costs $3 a mile. A 15-mile trip, therefore, is going to cost your base amount 5 plus $3 times a mile times 15 miles. 3 times 15 is 45 plus 5 equals 50. So it'll cost $50. On the homework, there was some questions about Carmen. I did not do that one because I think that when we practiced it, you had a pretty good feel for it. So skipping over that. And then these questions. How many prime integers, how many odd integers, blah, blah, blah. I forgot to go over that 2 weeks ago. So I'll go over that next week. So yeah, I hope this helps with the homework. And let me know if anything doesn't make sense. All right, signing off.